Hey guys, Bredos here, and welcome back to another Sims 3 speed build. This time, or today, I am building my house, like my actual real house that I'm actually in right now, which is cool. I figured that I would build my house simply because I wanted to. I think I have built it before a very, very long time ago in the game, but I haven't done a video on it, so I figured, hey, why not? It's actually a kind of fun house to build because there is a bit of CFE involved because the house is built on a fairly steep hill. You don't really get a gist for how steep that my actual hill is in the build itself, but it's a freaking steep hill. You'll see the backyard is sort of tiered, and it's probably, I'd say, double the height that it is in this actual house. So you don't really get a fully accurate representation of how bloody big the backyard is and how steep it is, but you do get a fairly decent representation of how overgrown it is, because it's just so hard to get up there and do anything, and we just can't be bothered anymore, so yeah. But anyway, this is my first build in a while. Why, you ask? Because I have had no inspiration lately. I've been very busy, very stressed, feeling on, I don't know, just a little bit on the crappy side, to be honest. Just trying to sort some stuff out. That's taking up a lot of my time and a lot of my energy, and I don't really have any left over for building houses. And also, another big thing with that is if I'm stressed and unhappy, well, I'm not per se unhappy, but just sort of stressed and busy, the houses are going to be rushed and they're not going to be very good quality. So I see no point in building houses if they're going to be crap. I'd rather wait a bit longer and then give you guys better houses. This one isn't like the best build, but my house itself isn't the best build. But I figured it would be a nice sort of quick build to do. It wasn't quick at all, though. I thought, hey, it should take me, 45 minutes, maybe an hour. 2.5 hours later, I finished it. You'll also see at the end of the build that I do run out of hard drive space. I really need to fix that. That's happened a couple times before. But yeah, I need to go out and buy another hard drive, because this one is not big enough. But I guess that's the problem for another day. So as you can see, there's a loading screen, or a save screen. Should probably have edited that out, but I didn't, so deal with it. But yeah, this is my house. It's in a very suburban area. This suburban area at the moment is currently freaking cold and windy. I think there's like a hurricane outside, or a cyclone outside, because it's just gale force winds. It's ridiculous. You may hear them. Nope, they've died down now. Never mind. But yeah, so this is my house. It's a 3-bedroom, 1-bathroom family home. I said home weird, didn't I? Jeez. Yeah. Wow, English. It's a fairly nice house. It's certainly nicer now than when we got it. We've done some stuff to it, but we're still doing stuff to it. We're getting new carpets put in soon. We're going to polish the floorboards out in the living room, kitchen, dining room and that. And then we're going to get a new kitchen put in as well. That'll all be happening before the end of the year. So it'll look quite different to how it does now. But I can only go off what it looks like now, because I can't tell the future, unfortunately. It'd be a good skill, but I don't have it, unfortunately. So this is what we ended up with. Now, my house does actually back onto a reserve. There's a casual palm tree there, because that's what the neighbours decide to put in. Good stuff, guys, good stuff. But yeah, it does back onto a reserve, so it's quite bushy. We are in the middle of a city, but it's just like a really small sort of nature reserve. So it's kind of weird, to be honest. It's a small reserve, but it is a reserve, and there's lots of snakes and spiders and stuff. The other day we were actually up in the backyard doing some work, and there was a funnel web that nearly attacked my ass, so that was fun. Also seen multiple snakes and redbacks and other spiders and snakes up there, so that's fun. I believe there's some king browns up there, which are really venomous, really aggressive snakes, so that's fun. But it's okay, because I have a humongous dog to protect me called Shiva. She's not humongous. If you go to my Instagram, you can see pictures of her. She's not scary by any means. But anyway, yeah, I should probably talk about the build. You notice at the start that I actually had the foundations, well, not the foundations, but the terrain laid out already, because that actually took me a while to do. That was like an extra probably 45 minutes of dicking around before I did the build. I actually did that weeks and weeks and weeks ago. Not for actually building a house, but just because. So that's fun. And I didn't really want to include that extra footage in the build just because it would make it longer, and I didn't really need it to be any longer. It's about 22 minutes as it is, I think, something like that. 21, I don't really know, but it's something around that. So it's not too long. That's what I like my builds to be, between 20 and 30, preferably closer to 20. But this one sticks well within that parameter of time. So I'm just working on the backyard here. There's sort of a little deck as you come out the back door, and then it sort of dips down to the right where you can walk along to go around the side of the house. Or you can go off the left side of the deck where there's grass and paving and all that sort of stuff. You don't actually see me do the backyard because that's when I ran out of hard drive space, but all the inside of the house is done. And you will get to see it in the screenshots as well. It's rather uninteresting. I just do some terrain painting and put in a foundation thing as a retaining wall. And that's basically it, throw in some trees. So, you know, you don't really miss out on a whole lot. This is an epic awkward pause. Because I didn't actually do this part of the build today, I did it last night, and I finished it off this morning, and now I'm recording it today at 12:39-ish. Is it 12:39? Yeah, it's 12:39. So yeah, that's epic awkward pause. My mum couldn't figure out the computer, or the laptop, so I had to go and fix it, which is great. It's wonderful being the tech-savvy person in the family, because I'm like, hey, or they're like, hey, can you come and fix the computer for me? I'm like, great, I'd freaking love to. That's alright though, it is alright. So the layout for the house, you will see it's living room on the left there, then the room above that is the kitchen and dining room, then my room is to the right down the hallway, parents' room are down the very far right, toilet and bathroom are across from my room, and then my sister's room is down the end of the hallway as well. Then we have a room out the back, which we just call the back room, because that's what it is. And that's where the consoles are. So, Xbox 360, Wii, yada yada yada. Nintendo's, I don't know, whatever the hell is out there. And another television. We also have a lot of TVs in this house. How many televisions do we have? We have one in the lounge room, one in my room, one in my parents' room, one in the back room. My sister wants to get one, plus I have my monitor. So that's 6 screens in my house, or 5. But my sister wants a television because even though she's never in her room, oh god, money, lots of money to be spent. Anyway, that's fine because it's not mine, so I don't really mind. Anyway, yeah, this is the lounge room. Before we moved in here, I think we've been here for 6 or 7 years now. It was such a butt ugly house, to be honest. I mean, it's still not the best looking house in the world, but it's certainly much nicer than it was before. There were these horrible big sort of loop carpets and this just awful wallpaper, this big red velour lounge. And there was just carpet and lino, and it was just horrible. The furniture was disgusting. There was this horrible orange carpet out in the back room. It was just ghastly. There was this god-awful suspended ceiling. We still have a suspended ceiling, but it's a bit nicer now. And then yeah, it was just horrible. There was awful wallpaper all throughout the house. And needless to say, the backyard's a nightmare. So if you can see that, I will put a picture on screen of what our backyard looks like, and then you compare that to what it looks like in the screenshots. I would much rather the backyard in the screenshots, because that means that we, because I have to help do that stuff, have to go and work up in the backyard. We have got quotes to try and fix the backyard, but they were anywhere from $60,000 to $200,000. And yeah, no, $60,000 to $200,000 is not an ideal amount of money. I mean, technically, you probably could spend that, but there's just better uses for $60,000, to be honest. I mean, that's a lot of money. 60 grand, like, come on. That's the cheapest quote. The other one was 200,000, so bleh. Anyway, yeah, so this is the kitchen. I think the kitchen actually came out slightly nicer than it does in real life. Like I said, we are getting a new kitchen. It will be much more modern and just nicer in general. So that'll be good, because it's a bit outdated. I didn't want to put the matching bottom cupboards, or the matching top cupboards that match the bottom cupboards, because then I wouldn't be able to put the little half wall cupboard over the fridge, which is what we actually have, so I just decided to go with them. I did everything in this house as accurate as I could. I mean, The Sims 3 doesn't have a whole lot of tools when it comes to like getting things exactly how they are in real life. There's things that you just can't quite do. But I did try my best, and I think it actually came out fairly similar, to be honest. I'm quite happy with how it looks. I mean, if I were to show somebody a picture of this in my family, they would say, "Hey, look, that's our house." Extended family as well, who have been here, so it's good. I think I did a pretty decent job. I did make things slightly nicer, though. They do look nicer in the game than they are in real life. Although some rooms probably do actually look nicer in real life than they do in the game, but you know. It's just, it swings both ways, to be honest, so whatever. This is the back room. This is where stuff happens, even though nothing really happens there. It's where I play Xbox, and my sister plays the Wii, but she doesn't ever do that. And I really need to get an Xbox One, because Halo 5 Guardians comes out next year, and Halo 2 Anniversary comes out at the end of this year, and I believe they're only bringing it out on Xbox One. So that's kind of crappy, but oh, I'm getting new internet, which is good. I have no idea if it will be faster, but there's more data as well, or anyway, for the same price, so I can upload more stuff without using up all my data, which is good. Hopefully it will be quicker, because I was on Optus in ADSL 2 Plus before, and that's just crap. They have like the slowest ADSL in the country. I'll now be using Telstra's network, so hopefully that'll be a bit quicker, or at least a bit more reliable. So we'll see how it goes. Hopefully it will be a bit quicker. I'm looking forward to it either way, because I don't know. I'm just praying that it'll be quicker. I sincerely hope, because right now my download is around 1.5 to 2 megabits per second, which is 250 kilobytes per second download, which is just absolutely freaking abysmal. And then upload, God knows what that is. So, you know, I guess we'll find out if it's any better in about a week's time. Hopefully, I do have the modem, but they need to switch it over and do the churn, which does take some time. But hopefully, it will be better once it is all done. But moving out the front of the house now, just placing some shrubs in and getting rid of that fence, because the fence was too far over. There's not that much space between the side of the house and the fence, so I just sort of changed that up a bit to make it a bit more accurate. You'll notice throughout this build that, what's it called? CFE. That's what it is. It's been a while since I've actually built, to be honest, so I'm kind of forgetting. But yeah, CFE was playing havoc, because every time I delete a piece of the foundation, it will sort of arch its back up, and it's really annoying, and I don't appreciate it. So please stop it! So annoying, so annoying. Now CFE, I'm not sure if that's going to be in The Sims 4. I sincerely hope it's in The Sims 4, because that is the best tool to build everything. If they don't put it in The Sims 4, I'm just going to not build in The Sims 4, and then just build in The Sims 3. I do have a feeling that Sims 3 will be the better game than Sims 4, just overall. While Sims 3 has its fair share of shortcomings, I don't know about Sims 4. I really don't know. I mean, I think it'll be a good game. I just don't know if it'll be as good as The Sims 3. But I guess we'll see. Anyway, yeah, this is my room. I was messing around with the windows there to sort of get them to a more accurate size so I could put some blinds in, but I just gave up and decided against it. And then I believe I actually do end up moving into my room. Yes, I do. So this is what my room looks like vaguely, not really at all. I guess it does. It sort of does, I don't know. So, yeah. That was well explained. I have actually been wanting to do a room tour. I have filmed one, but then it just didn't go through. And, yeah, I would like to do that. But this is my room. There's my glass desk. The desk doesn't really look like that. It's actually got like a black metal frame and then just a glass top. And then there's my television on the wall and some paintings. Well, it's not a painting. There's a framed lithograph and then some freaky picture of New York that changes angles depending on which way you look at it. One of those things. And then I actually have a stepped bookshelf to the left of my desk that sort of steps up to my desk, but there was nothing like that in the game. Then I have my bed over there and a little ottoman that I don't have here anymore because I took it back. But I did have it when I was doing this. Or no, I didn't. What am I even talking about? What's wrong with me? Anyway, I don't know. It looked nice while it was there, so I just put it in, but I don't have it anymore because it took up too much space. and I didn't want to lose any space because my room is actually quite small. I mean, it looked much smaller before with the old furniture that I had in here. It certainly looks much bigger now, but it's certainly not a large room by any means, but it has perfectly good dimensions. What? Yeah, that'll do. We can roll with that. Don't even worry about it. Now, I was trying to find something to put over here near the door. I actually have a fan there, but I just couldn't find anything to put there. I don't know what I put there, or if I put anything there at all, which I didn't. So there you go. That answers that question, doesn't it? Yes, it does. Now, this is the bathroom. The bathroom is, I actually think it came out pretty nice, to be honest. It probably looks a bit nicer in real life than it does here, maybe. Excuse me. I don't know. I don't know. Shut up, Brayden, you moron. It does have green hints to the bathroom. You'll see there are these little green liner tiles around there. They're probably not actually, they're nowhere near that green in real life, but that's what I've decided to go with. So, deal with it. I mean, it doesn't actually look too bad, to be honest. It looks nice. I think I did a pretty good job with this bathroom. You can't get the dimensions to what they really are in The Sims 3. It just doesn't give you that freedom. It's block by block, so you have one square that's a set amount of size, and you can just put in as many of them, but you can't trick the size of the blocks to get more accurate sizes, which is kind of annoying. And now my dog is barking. Shiver! Okay, we're good. She stopped. Awesome. Alright, so yeah, this is my parents' room. There's a not a walk-in wardrobe, it's like a built-in wardrobe with glass doors on it. I couldn't really do an accurate representation of that, so I did a wall with a mirror on it. So there you go. You're welcome. There's also a bed, because that's where people sleep. And then there's a television on the wall that you saw over in the corner. That's actually on a wall mount that swivels out, so you would be able to see it better than you actually can. There's a brown feature wall, and that thing that matches the bed, and then that thing that matches the thing, and then the thing's there. And then there's another thing over beside the thing. There it is. So that's perfect timing. It actually sounded somewhat not stupid, just kidding. Anyway, yeah, that just about does that room, I think, apart from some makeup stuff and some tissues. Because tissues are great, and it's winter, because everybody's sick, so that's great. Moving into there's a separated toilet. That was terrible English. And then there's my sister's room, which is great. It's always great, because that's where my sister is, my small sister. It's basically the representation of every 13-year-old girl's room. So I tried to do that as accurate as I could, but this is where I ran out of hard drive space, and there's not a real lot else to show. So here are the screenshots. There's a shot of the front of the house. Another one right there. You might see a bit of extra bits and bobs added, like those lights, because that's what houses have. That's the most accurate representation of those sensor spotlight things that I could find in the game. And we actually have the world's most useless porch light, which is interesting. Here is the living room. Actually looks quite similar to how our house actually looks. We have that big orange lounge, which I actually didn't mention before, but you could probably see it because it's really orange. There's the dining room. We actually have bench seats, but there were no bench seats, so I just went with those because lols. Here's the kitchen. Looks nicer than it does in real life, to be honest. But it's still fairly similar to how it actually looks. The colours are, anyway. There's the back room, bit of a shot outside. Here's the proper shot of the back room with the lounges and bookshelves and televisions, and there's a desk there as well. Here's the laundry, because that's where you wash your clothes, because it's quite useful to wash your clothes so they don't get all dirty. Here is the hallway. There's a mirror on the wall, and those bookshelves are meant to represent a linen press. Here's the bathroom. Looks quite nice, quite white, and a bit of green hints here and there. Next up is my room. Doesn't really look a whole lot like my room, but actually I guess it does. Except my computer's on the other side of my monitor, and I would never buy an Alienware, so there you go. Here's the toilette, the eau de toilette, because that's nice. My parents' room, there's actually blinds on those windows, but I couldn't find any that fit without stirring up my need for perfection. Not OCD, I'm just a perfectionist. Here's my sister's room. It's basically what every 13-year-old girl's room look like. Oh, I forgot to add a rug. Whoops, my bad. There's a rug. It's purple because she likes purple. Here's the backyard. It's actually about twice as high as that and twice as steep. But the actual flat part here, that's basically how it looks. Either way, so thank you very much for watching, guys. I hope you have enjoyed this build of my house. So, like I said, thanks very much for watching. I will catch you in the next video. And until then, stay safe, stay human, and stay awesome.